What are we doing? Thank you for tuning in. Let me help you and a loved one or a friend find your vegan soul through food, people, events, and culture. We have a prince in the house today. Please welcome celebrity vegan chef and serial entrepreneur Omari McQueen, all the way from the United Kingdom. Is that
Hi.
correct?
Yes, yes,
How are
yes.
you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. You?
I'm great. I'm wonderful. The sun is bright and shining. Couldn't be better, and I am breathing. So, Amari, you are a young, talented vegan, right?
Yes, yes.
Please, please, please tell us your story. I know everyone wants to hear it.
So I started cooking at the age of only 7 years old when my dad was going to work and my mom was sick. And my dad, he taught me how to basically do the basics of cooking, like warming it up in the oven and stuff like that. But then since he was teaching me and my older brother didn't want to do it no more. So then I started cooking by myself. And then I found out about veganism through searching how to get my mom like back on her feet and back to normal. Like because she had hemiplegic migraines where sometimes she would have fits and her speech would start to blur and she have to stay in her bed like all day. So then I researched about what could get her back on her feet and what can help, what type of foods can help her. And then I found veganism and I didn't like the way that animals were treated for food and clothes. So I decided to bring people together through food without harming animals. And then I first came up with my business, Dipalicious, when I was going to a Ultra Kids, not Ultra Kids, Kidzania trip with my school to Kidzania. Uh, some of you may know what Kidzania is. It's where they teach young children how to basically work for people. And then I went home and I told my mom, I don't want to work for people. I want people to work for me and with me. So then I decided to, and she was basically like, so what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make that happen? And then I decided to make my vegan dips so I could bring people together through food without harming animals. And I did get in a little bit of trouble when I did make my first dip because I did use I did use the blender without my mom's permission. So make sure you don't do that without your mom's permission. And I did use her good mango that was in the fridge since she does like food. So yeah, then after that happened, I made my friends and family taste my dips, my cocoa curry, sweet tooth, and Caribbean kick, and those dips everyone loved. So then my mom decided to bring me to this Ultra Kids Business Fair event where I sold out before the event even finished. And to be honest, when I went home, I was crying, but not because I was sad, but because I was happy that I was able to make a business and actually bring people together through food without harming animals. And then I became the youngest restaurateur in the world when I went onto LinkedIn and connected with Roger Wade when I also wasn't supposed to be. And when I connected with him, I basically told him that I want a restaurant at his place when I'm much older. And he basically told me, like, why wait? And he's going to give me a restaurant at his place for free for a week. And that's how I became the youngest restaurateur in the world. And with that restaurant, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And I would love to do it again. But yeah, I became um, the youngest celebrity TV chef in the world when it actually happened when I was at Kidzania. Kids CBBC came to my restaurant and basically done an interview with me, and then they basically went back to CBBC and told them about me and told them how amazing I was, and then we got in contact with CBBC, and then we decided to start talking about me having my own show on CBBC, which I do have. I have two of them already. The old one is called What's Cooking Amari, and the brand new one is um Meet the McQueens. No, Welcome to the McQueens, but Meet the McQueens on CBBC. You can still watch them on BBC iPlayer. And yeah, and then I became an author of three of my own books, two cookbooks and one picture book. The first book, Amari's Best Bites cookbook, and then the second book, the Vegan Family Cookbook. And then the third book is actually a book about the acceptance of different families coming in all different shapes and sizes, and that all different families are not the same, but they have their own difference in life. So yeah, and that's about it.
That's about what you know. What Amari, you had me at 7 years old cooking. You have an incredible. We just finished up first ever Children's Veg Fest in Baltimore 2 weekends
Yeah,
ago, and I think I was messaging you about it because I said I would
yeah,
love to have you come out one year. It was the first ever, so we were piloting it. The community wants it back. It was amazing. So this is something that we're definitely going to grow and develop. And
yeah.
having someone like yourself that can speak to the importance of one,
Mhm.
cooking, learning how to cook at a
Yeah.
young age, and cooking for parents. And in your situation, you had to cook for your mom because of the condition that she was in. How
Mhm.
difficult was that? Was that you said your brother dropped out of it, or you gained more interest in it? What was was it challenging at first? Talk us
At
through as a
first,
child.
at first it was challenging because I did burn pasta for the first ever time, which I didn't understand how I did that. A lot of the things that I did make, it didn't go as to plan, but since I've always had a passion for cooking, from watching Gordon Ramsay on TV and watching my dad and mum cook in the kitchen when my mum was much better, um, it just gave me the inspiration to keep going and just keep trying to make it happen. Like when I was cooking recipes for my mum, I'll be honest, my mum did not like the vegan food at first because sometimes I would over season it or I would under season it. And yeah, sometimes it would be way too spicy or it would be overcooked. So then, yeah. But then as time went along, I would practice and yeah, it became easy.
Talk about the favorite dishes because you mentioned a couple of them that you taught, but what are your go-tos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What are those go-to dishes that
Ooh.
you like to make?
Well, I love cooking big portions of meals since I do have a big family. So for breakfast, with breakfast, we mostly just have porridge. I don't
Okay.
normally like cook breakfast, but then with lunch and dinner, I would mostly cook like for the lunch, it would be plain white rice with chickpea curry, since everyone in my house really loves chickpea curry. And
Yes.
then for dinner, it would mostly be some people would eat my food if I'm cooking. Like most of the time I am cooking, but then if my dad's cooking, then he's not cooking something that's vegan. So then it would mostly be a mix up of two different things. But then when everyone does eat my food, I'm eating um for dinner the go-to. Ooh.
It's kind of hard. Well, thank you for tuning in, Boy Blaze. Boy Blaze says he's happy for you, brother Mari. You're a
Thank
self
you, thank
starter
you.
that seems eager to learn new things and strive for continued excellence. You're inquisitive and have a fervent desire to aspire to new heights. Yes, because you're getting into comedy, and we're going to get into that a little later on because I used to produce comedy shows. So when I saw that, I said,
Yeah.
wow, this is going to be amazing. How would you compare the vegan movement, if you can,
Mm.
how it's going in the United Kingdom versus United States? If you've been over here and seen how the movement is, how would you describe it where you are compared to where we're at?
Well, I haven't been to the United Kingdom. I haven't been. haven't been to America,
Oh,
but
we got to change
um,
that.
but when I do watch certain videos on veganism, there's a lot of veganism going on in America. Like they have all different substitutes to vegan food, and so do we. We have different substitutes to vegan food as well. There's a lot of vegan restaurants over here as well, since there are a lot of local ones around me. But I would say it is big in London, but then I believe that it's bigger in America. So yeah, I do
It's
think
bigger.
veganism
Okay.
is bigger in America.
It's interesting you say that because some of the ideas that I've gotten to produce or co-produce events, one of them
Yeah,
is Vegan Soul Fest, which is a big vegan festival that we do in
yeah,
Baltimore. I learned about that by doing some searches, and I saw in Melbourne, Sydney, or Sydney, Melbourne.
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There were some vegans going to a soul fest.
Yeah.
So here we just decided to have a vegan soul fest where we had
Mm.
the community come out, and we're talking about the Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities come out and try more cultural type of foods, because
Yeah.
people always say vegan food is rabbit food. They don't
Mm.
understand that there's a lot of culture in
Yes.
the foods. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I do believe there is a lot of culture to different vegan foods, and I get what you're saying that that people when they hear the word vegan, they're like, "Oh, you guys eat salad and grass," but then, but then if they properly look into it, they would understand. Like with me, I cook different Caribbean vegan meals
Yes.
that are cultural. And since I do come from a Caribbean background, I like to remix different Caribbean meals and turn them vegan. I like to put my own vegan twist to it. And I have had other vegan meals that ain't Caribbean meals, but they come from other cultures. So there is a lot of different cultured meals, and there are a lot of meals that fill you up in the way, and they do give you the right amount of vitamins that you are supposed to have, because some people they do say that some vegan food does not like eating vegan food does not give you all of the vitamins, but it actually does if you know how to create a plant-based plate. So yeah.
Yes, thank you for that, Boy Blaze. Yep, saying vegan food is rabbit food is definitely a misnomer. Yes, there's so many different meals that you can eat today,
Hmm.
and we had the foundation definitely culturally with food. When you think of the
Yeah.
grains and the beans, the legumes,
Hmm.
and the fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, that's your base. That's vegan right there. That doesn't
Hmm.
have any animal products. So you just got to be creative with it. And you do a very good job with your cooking demos, and that we definitely want to get more youth involved with cooking healthier, eating healthier, and being
Hmm.
business people, which is why the Children's Veg Fest was so important this year, because when you get to the youth, they can influence the families and engage the family into eating and living this lifestyle. Also, the
Yeah.
compassion. Yes, Boy Blaze, the compassion for animals at such an early age is a plus and very important, because
Hmm.
compassion towards animals is going to help as you grow up. Compassion
Hmm.
for people, you see what I'm saying, because they are
Yeah.
sentient beings. You have a lot of upcoming projects. One, I see comedy. Could talk to me
Yes.
about that
um
inspiration.
Well, I've always loved watching comedy from watching Kevin Hart. Since he is small like I am and he's a comedian, I've always loved watching the films that he makes, from watching his stand-up comedies. Um, and yeah, I've always liked making people laugh. I love seeing like the joy on people's faces when I like make different videos and different type of comedy skits. And yeah, I've always loved doing it. So yeah.
Where are you trying to take? Are you trying to have your own comedy YouTube show, digital show, TV show? What are you trying to do with that?
Well, I'm actually trying to take my comedy into like acting, like films. Like I love watching comedy films. Like you see those kind of films that are have action in it, but they're also comedy. So I would love to like do films like that, be in films like that. So I love acting. That's one of my hobbies. I really love acting. So me doing comedy acting,
You
me
know, you
doing,
had to do it.
me, me doing comedy skits, it basically helps me a lot out. Helps me a lot with my acting, um since it's something that I really love doing. As long as cooking, if I'm not cooking, I'm either acting or I'm either doing art. So yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of that coming from you. Again, I'm definitely going to keep in touch, Omari, because we have to get you out to the States. Boy Blaze, I see you again. You did. Thank you for sharing comments, because this is definitely engaging. So Boy Blaze is from Prince George's County out here in Maryland. He lives in Silver Spring since he's moved to Prince George's. they've been
Yeah,
opening up many new vegan restaurants, and he's thinking about moving back. Now, we have a vegan restaurant month that we do here in Maryland twice a
yeah,
year, in March
mhm,
and August. And I can tell you, I learned about vegan restaurant weeks watching the UK, because you have
yeah,
vegan restaurant weeks out
y-
there too. Can you tell us
yeah.
about that?
So with our vegan restaurant weeks, we basically have like so we have these certain months of the year that we do vegan things, and then with January we call it Veganuary
Yes.
for vegans. So then most of my projects that do come out, we bring it out during Veganuary, so a lot of vegans could have access to it, and with like we do have these gatherings where we'll have, how do I explain it? Like we have these certain events where everyone that basically has a different vegan company, like you see, like, oh,
Like a
how do I
festival
explain?
affair,
Yeah, like a
trade
festive,
show. Okay.
like sort of festival thing. We'll do that, and yeah, but everyone just comes around, gathers around, and eats vegan food, and yeah.
I love it. Boy Blaze, yes, you're saying what I like hearing. He's saying comedy high. I wish Omari an abundance of success, happiness, blessings, and good health. This is a very interesting interview. I appreciate that, Boy Blaze. Why? Because we have to start highlighting our youth and the things that they're doing and listening to their voices. So I swear to you, Omari, I'm going to talk to your parents, because we really have to get you out here to the states for a children's veg fest, and speak to the
Yeah.
youth, and speak to the parents, and talk about the importance of this and your journey. And then, even, we have people that may have accessibility issues. I don't know if you're
Mm,
familiar with that type of stuff. Some people have challenges with accessing good
mm,
healthy foods. Have you
mm.
heard of that? Is that stuff that you experience or heard of in the United Kingdom, where people can't access fresh healthy foods? They're living in food deserts.
Well, kind of, I wouldn't say I've experienced it, but at first, when I did go vegan, it was hard to access like any vegan foods, like at first. But then as time went along, we started getting like different substitutes. I mean, yeah, different substitutes to different type of meals. So then I haven't really heard of it, but as time has gone on, kind of experienced it. Like even when I was going to school, they didn't really have vegan options for me, so I had to basically eat rice and ketchup for lunch.
What?
And yeah,
Rice and ketchup from, so that's a problem, right? That
yeah,
has to change. Yes.
I had to basically eat rice and ketchup for lunch, and that was going on for quite a while until they basically said I had to sign this paper to say I'm vegan, and they started making special meals for me. But then that's one thing I'm trying to actually do is bring vegan meals into schools, since
Yes.
that's something they don't really have. So there is a vegan option. So I'm trying to make sure there are vegan options for kids in schools, and I just want to change the way that children are eating in schools instead of just eating like sandwiches and chocolate and crisp for lunch. But then yeah,
I'm so happy that you say that, because that's work that we're doing here in the States as well, through coalitions, getting more healthier, plant based, vegan options in schools,
mm,
hospitals, and prisons as well.
mm,
Because everyone has a right to eat healthy. You
yes,
go to hospital,
yes,
you're in a hospital because you're eating the wrong way, and then they're feeding you the
yes,
same food that got you into the hospital.
mm,
So, and then for the youth, if you eat better as a student, your mind will be clear and you'll have more energy, and then you can absorb what the teachings are in education. And I just feel it's
mm.
very important. So I'm so happy to hear that you want to engage in that, because it's very important. How can we best follow you? I see you have a fans.link, Omari McQueen. Is that the best way to connect with you and reach out to you and follow you?
Yeah, you could follow me on Instagram. Um, you could follow me on Instagram. Yeah, the most way that people come and follow me is Instagram. So yeah, Instagram.
Instagram at
Yeah.
Omari McQueen.
Yes.
Folks, share, like, subscribe. You are tuning in to Naijha Speaks. You can go to naijaspeaks.com to watch past interviews. Naijha Speaks is a project of the Black Veg Society, and we meet people where they are on their vegan, plant based, and holistic health journey. With your support, we're able to keep this going. I tell you, I swear, we can get Omari McQueen out here to the States to be featured in some of the events and the festivals and fairs. It would be amazing because more youth need to hear Mari's story and how he became vegan and how he helped his parents and how he learned how to cook at age 7, and now he's exploring his comedy and he's written cookbooks and all that type of stuff. We need more of that in the community, and we need representation. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times it's the adults talking, the adults, saying this, but we need to hear from the youth who are actually doing it, so that the youth can relate to
Yes.
you at your age. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was such a pleasure, and I was so excited to see someone as yourself doing what you're doing, and especially hearing the story of how it all started. What is your ask of the viewers? Is there anything we can do for you at Black Veg Society? I also own a vegan restaurant too here in the States, called the Land
Oh.
of Kush. The Land of Kush. We've been open 13 years, and we're getting ready to open up a second location. So we definitely would love for you to come out and try us when we have you out here. Because trust me, that's going to be
I will.
my goal, to get you out here. What is your ask of the viewers?
Well, I would say watch out for, just keep an eye out for I'm working on a clothing brand for vegans and non-vegans as well. Non-vegans could wear the vegans' clothes. But yeah, I'm also trying to work on a clothing brand for vegans, so vegans have different clothes to wear. And I'm also working on my own seasoning brand. So I'm trying to bring my seasonings into stores and basically sell them all around the world. And I'm also trying to get my dips from my brand Dipalicious into stores as well, and my kids' ready meals for schools and all of that. So yes, just keep an eye out for that. And I would say stay humble, be yourself, and remember that your flaws make you unique. And even if the first attempt fails, keep trying and never give up.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on today, Omari. This will not be the last time that we connect. You have a friend over here in the States, so please stay connected. You can
Oh,
find me, Naijha Speaks Vegan Soul. You can also connect through Black Veg Society. Omari, you make us proud. Thanks for tuning in, JD. Keep up the good work. Hope to check you out when we visit the UK. Yes, that's another thing. Definitely. When I'm in the UK, I am going to look you up. But we're
thank
gonna
you.
make it happen. We're gonna get you out here. Omari, stay well, stay blessed. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming on. I am
Thank
going
you for
to
having me.
leave us out with a commercial.
Meeting you where you are. The meaning behind the slogan is that we meet the community where they are on their journey towards holistic health, a plant-based lifestyle, and veganism, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. We do this through people, food, events, and culture. Our 6 pillars are birth, eating, education, empowerment, enlightenment, and events. We are Black Veg Society.